shop opens in a town, but few people use it. As I explained before, and our view of a frequent shop is like very eco-friendly stuff. Because not a lot of people have bags or the facilities to like take these refillable products. Many people know about the shop and the location of the shop. Solution, better advertisements, so and promote it more, make it more local. So the location has to change, and the availability for the containers. So we could have like the containers be bought on place, so not single use, like eco-friendly containers.
My situation was a picnic and a lot of untouched food. Possible causes could be bad planning when it comes to buying food, so accidentally buying excess food. Asking everyone's preferences in advance. People eating right before the picnic so they're not hungry enough to eat what's there. And not having enough utensils or place for everyone to eat. Some solutions would be to plan better on what and how much food to get in advance. Make sure to ask everyone's preferences beforehand. Whatever leftovers are there to people in need. Make compost with the food and make sure to come to the picnic a bit more hungry.
Yes, something that, yes, by making compost, there's also the carbon footprint left because by like composting, we create CO2, carbon dioxide, but we can all agree that it's better than just throwing the food in the regular waste.
That's true.
Does it make CO?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or does it make nitrogen?
No, CO2, carbon and oxide, carbon and oxygen, CO2.
It makes gases like
Yeah, because carbon is in basically every living thing, and it oxidates and it creates CO2 gas.
Well, yeah, there is a carbon footprint, but also it depends on the household that you're living in. I'm sure the compost system here in the countryside would be more useful than somewhere in the city, because the compost you can use also for growing your own vegetation, also feeding your animals before the food is like too far gone. So it is a bit different from how it is in city and how it is in countryside. But it's also important that even if we live in a city and we don't see how it affects us that much, it's still something nice to do for the environment and people around us.
Yes, so creating a little bit of CO2 gas, it's nothing good, but it's better than something else.
greenhouse gases.
Yes.
Not only CO2, but there are other greenhouse gases.
This is about a student who forgot their reusable water bottle. The main causes for that could be that either his parents or themselves are not aware and educated enough to remember to bring their water bottle, or the parents do not care enough to put their kids' bottle in their bag to take it to school. And maybe they are untidy in general and always forgetting their stuff. And the student may be sleepless or endless scrolling on TikTok. Yeah, so they forgot whatever. And the solution could be to drink water from school fountains. Schools usually provide water. Either borrow a bottle from a friend to use and then give it back, or worst case scenario, just buy a plastic water bottle from the canteen and recycle it.
That's nice. That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got another audience na Christina. Jest poza Christina.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Jest po prostu dodał.
Prostażu.
A coffee, like a coffee store, throws away unsold sandwiches every evening as causes, like the main one, capitalism, second one, poor legislation that it's in favor of capitalism, bad management in store policies, and brainless bosses. And as solutions, give the leftovers to the poor, reduce the portions or the production or the quantity of sandwiches, discount before throwing. There are stores like bakeries, like pastry, that do like 50% in the last hour in evening. Donate to food banks and churches. We in Romania we have food banks, stores, supermarkets, and stuff like that can donate to food banks, food that is about to spoil, and the food banks give to NGOs, and NGOs distribute to the local communities. So yeah, these are
Bravo.
Was there any of these scenarios super alarming? Do you see any of mentioned activities that are happening as something super alarming for environment?
this with throwing out sandwiches.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say alarming, but difficult to
Accept.
implement. So we had a situation with the lack of recycling. So it depends on the region, but it's not like an easy fix usually. It takes a lot of time and combined effort from people. So it isn't like your individual problem. It's like community problem.
Do you think that they're talking about the sandwich situation? Do you think there are some kind of cafes deals with this situation and how they do it? What are their steps? How they solve the?
So they usually do that. They make it half the price. In Rimi or Maxima, they also sometimes do this. And wherever there is like a Martin Better, they also do that.
That's one of the things, yeah.
There's like this app called, I don't know, remember the name, but usually, I think it's for each location a different one.
Oh.
That where you can buy that day's food,
Yeah.
and it's quite cheaper, and they don't throw it out, they don't waste it.
I think it's called Mystery Pot. Not many stores have.
I think it's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 weeks ago.
But when it's about manufacturers and stores that massively produce, then it's kind of alarming. But when we combine the personal actions, obviously it can get alarming.
That's true. I have worked in restaurant industry myself as well, and I see how much food actually gets wasted. And I know that situation in Latvia, especially with food waste, is quite bad because, as far as I know about these apps that are elsewhere. For example, in Germany, you see the locations where they provide you, like hotel restaurants, they provide you with like bread or sausages or whatever they didn't use in breakfast. You pay €2 and you can pay whatever you want, how much you need. But in Latvia, we don't have these things. So I feel like this is something that we should work on as well. And it's not only about the food waste. Like personally, I see all of these situations as something quite alarming in a way, in a sense. Because, for example, the example for the bottle. Yes, you can buy a plastic bottle and use it, and you'll see it just like a plastic bottle. Like, you throw it out and whatever. But also we see it here in accommodation as well. Each of us drinks a bottle of water, and you think it's just tiny a bit of it, and then you go to a deposit box that we have, where we are storing all the bottles, and you see it's like over the top. And it's just like 25 of us here. Then imagine how it happens on a bigger scale, and how it actually impacts this all. And okay, in Europe maybe it's not that big of a problem, but we still have things to look for. But if you see videos from all around the world, for example, in India, just one example, everything they throw in the river, they don't really think about it that much. It's just one bottle, like everyone does it, so it's completely normal. And then you see that where there was water once upon a time, all you can see is plastic trash and trash in general. So I want you to think about these things as something super basic, kind of that are happening in our daily lives. But at the same time, when it adds up and everyone starts to look for the easiest solution how to go through this, we are starting to have a problem.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, coming back to sandwiches, the thing is that it's a bigger problem. It's not okay. This cafe throws the sandwiches at the end of the day. But when you think in the big picture, okay, food is made and food is produced not for feeding people, but for selling it. So if it doesn't sell, we throw it. It's not like, oh, how much we produce this food with the purpose to feed people. Like disconnected, and like that's the problem.
Yeah, for me, that's also the most alarming part. That, in grocery stores, they would rather lock up the bins with their leftover food than give the food away just so people don't take stuff from the bins. Or Amazon also, with their old electronics that didn't sell, like at the end of the year, they throw a lot of it out, perfectly good electronics, just so that they can sell the new model of something. Like, it's all so insanely wasteful, and it shouldn't have to be, but since it's motivated by profit and constantly buying more things, that's the way that a lot of companies choose to operate.
And also you need to create this feeling of scarce resource. Because if you give free food that's about to expire, you don't have the same feeling that, oh my god, the food is scarce and I need to pay for that food.
It's artificial scarcity.
Yes, yes. And that this also applies with the real estate. You don't build houses to house people. You just build houses to like sell them, make profits, and you make a lot of houses, and you end up as USA with more empty houses than homeless people. So is this cognitive dissonance? How it can be? And yeah, it's like the bigger problem. And I also wanted to say another.
But do you think you as individuals can do something about it? Or is it just something that, yeah, it's accepted, stores throw food out and everything, and it's just the way it is? Or is there something that you think that you can actually do about it as an individual?
Every little action matters. Every little action matters.
There are like two. What did you say? There are like the two plans, like individual plan, like where you try to be as sustainable as possible. Try to do little things like I showcased in the video, and then it's like the bigger picture plan where you go through policies. Like, for example, if I'm reducing the portion of meat I'm eating every day, I will reduce my CO2 footprint, like with I don't know how many kilograms, whatever. But if I'm putting a public policy on a school, like like I'm talking with a school, like to reduce the portions of meat, I don't know. That's like 100, let's say the school has like 100 students. It's already a lot more than my individual. So there are the individual plans that you do at home, you try to do, but don't harsh yourself that much. Just try to do your best, be aware of things, because at the end of the day, in the ocean, there are magically random ships with full filled with oil sinks in the middle of oceans with millions and millions of tons of oil, and they pollute the whole ocean, and oopsie, nobody pays for that. And yeah, like you are not the same. Like if you put in a balance, you are not the same, making the same bad to the environment as them. But you try to do your best, and also to be an advocate in the real life, and like educate yourself. Try to go into politics as much as you understand and can. And, yeah.
To be more powerful to make changes.
To yourself, to the community, to a large extent, like just try your best.
Because they keep producing those plastic bags even for school lunches or for like anything in the restaurants. Cheaper.
This is also one of the problems because people will always choose the cheapest option, realistically speaking. Also, when going to buy clothes and whatever, you will have the same thing, but pretty much the same thing, similar, not the same. One costs 10 euros, another one costs 80 euros. I'm pretty sure you're going to choose the cheapest option. And it's like how it works for every single one of us in our brain. But the thing is, like, if you think about it, at the start, you pay less. It's not about only clothing and stuff like that, it's in general. At the start, you take a shortcut, which is the easiest way and pay less. But after some time, you're gonna end up paying way more. I don't know how to translate it the best way, but in Latvian it sounds right?
Cheap on tasteless.
Yeah. The pollution around us with clothing, photos, and everything else.
I want to add here the same. Yeah, you are correct. Like you need to buy more quality stuff to reduce like the short lifespan of things. In the same time, the state, like the authorities, the policymakers need to enforce this. Like you cannot put the responsibility of the end consumer, because if I need to choose, yeah, I will go for the less price, for the cheapest thing. But don't put me to choose as an end consumer and feel myself responsible to choose between eggs that are with like bad treated chicken, like all clumped up and like thrown around and whatever, and a nice chicken but 10 times the price. Like when you put me to choose like every day when I'm buying eggs to go through this every time, you need to make the policy. You cannot raise chicken in bad condition, and that's all. Raise them well, and like you will figure it out how you make them cheaper. So you see, like it's the bad policy also. If you go for the sustainability, why should I feel bad that everything comes in plastic when the producers are not willing enough they don't have the incentives, like with the policies, to change the packages from not plastic and to glass or carton or whatever other recyclable things. Because it is possible, but the thing is that you need policies and like something, either an incentive or a punishment for the producers. And the responsibility is shifted to the end consumer.
The rule which should be equal for like everyone, because every producers will be scared. Oh, of course, if I'll produce the more, if I won't produce the cheapest one, they won't buy. The consumers won't buy. So it should be for everyone.
That's true. I can agree with this as well. So, as it was mentioned, we should be aware of these things and do our best to make changes happen. You don't have to go like something super extreme, but some small habits actually do matter quite a lot. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this activity. It made me think a bit more about situations that we are facing every single day and what actually is what it actually leads to and how we can do some small things and change the environment all around us without sacrificing something from us.
Thank you.